I'm the corner rat. I'm in the corner rat. Corner rat. Rat. Hello everybody! Welcome back to another Q&A video. I did one of these a little while ago and I got so many questions I was not able to cover all of them in part 1, so we're doing a part 2 to continue off and answer some more of you guys' awesome questions. If you haven't seen part 1, feel free to go watch it if you want. It's pretty good, I like to say. And I also want to say that I am currently trying to push for YouTube monetization on my channel. So if you enjoy any of my content, maybe you like this video, maybe you could hit also the like button on the video and all of my videos. And consider subscribing too, because it would really help me out and push me further in the YouTube algorithm. Thank you very much. Okay, let's get into the questions. Alright, first we have a comment here that it's kind of in the middle of some of the comments that I answered last time. I don't think I answered this one, so I'm gonna go ahead and answer it. From Azahara, despite the harassment and people trying to ban you, do you feel like overall the whole drama ended up helping you by not only giving you a boost, but also by curating and gatekeeping the people that watch you? At some point, did you regret making that video? Okay, so the video that Azahara is referring to was a little talking video that I had released on Twitter a while back. Basically, defending the right for lolly VTubers to be in the VTuber space. There had been a lot of hatred towards lolly VTubers. I mean, there usually is, but at the time there was like especially heavy hatred. So I figured it was a great time to say something on it, released a video, and that video seriously blew up and left a target audience. Honestly, if you're watching me now, it is probably because you did see that video at some point. A big portion of my audience came from the spread of that video. So I would say it definitely did help some. When I released that video, well, also my decision just to be a lolly VTuber in general, because when I started VTubing, I wasn't a lolly for most of my VTubing journey. It was a fairly recent decision. Around the end of 2022 is when I decided, like, oh hey, you know, let me try going lolly, because I felt it would better suit my content. But my audience was pretty small at the time. A lot of my audience, like I said, has come from the spread of that video and my decision to be a lolly VTuber in general. So because my audience was so small when I decided to become a lolly VTuber and when I released that video, there wasn't that much pushback to be had. The people who don't like lollies, yeah, they curated themselves pretty much. I've had people block me when I decided to become a lolly VTuber. I've had people who decided they just couldn't be friends with me or didn't want to associate with me. I've had people who thought they could be friends with a lolly VTuber but didn't like the NSFW stuff I shared. So there's definitely been some pros and cons. But did I regret making the video? I would say, to be 100% honest, when the harassment was going on, when the giant harassment wave was still going, after I had released that video, there were some times where I was a bit scared and wondered, like, was this really the right move? Because I had never faced any sort of hate or pushback like that as a direct result of something that I had done. I've had like a hate raid before, but that was just, you know, just because I was a VTuber by some random people on Twitch. That's a story for another time, maybe. Some of you might know the story behind that one. But I had never received any hatred at all, or harassment, or any negative attention based on something that I did or said specifically until that moment. And I sort of flip-flopped on how I felt about it. Most of the time, I felt like I was on top of the world. I was seeing this massive growth. I was seeing a shit ton of support. I was seeing a crap ton of support, and it was insane. I felt like I was on top of the world. I felt like I was a queen in the VTuber sphere. It felt great. It felt great to finally be recognized because I had been doing this for so long. And, you know, only had just then released. Bro, I swear, I can't fucking speak today. It was only then that I had received some support, you know, like some massive support. I felt like I'd finally made my breakthrough. But at the same time, the harassment wave was huge. The death threats, the gross comments, the accusations I received, it also felt endless. It went on for a little while. There were some times where I stopped and wondered if making the video was the right decision. Because, you know, it was a bit hard to handle sometimes. There were times I did have to walk away from Twitter because the harassment was that bad. But overall, I'd say no. I did not regret making that video. Yeah, it got me some haters. Yeah, I feel like there's at least one account blocking me every time I go into a Twitter comment section. There's one comment I can't see because someone has blocked me over the spread of that video. I've had some really big VTubers who are pretty well known block me. Probably over that video because I doubt they knew who I was before that video went around. So it's been its pros and cons, but no, I'd say I don't regret it at all. Because also, you know, because of that video, I have a name for myself. Because of that video, I've met so many of my friends and supporters. And you know, a lot of you guys, I only met you because of that video. And I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad that we get to spend time together. And I'm glad to have you as a part of my community. Well, assuming you're nice, there might be a hater watching this. And if you're a hater, I guess I don't appreciate you as much. You know, I'm not a fan of the hate. But no, that video, although it brought a bunch of negativity, it also brought me so many good things. And while there were brief moments where I wondered if it was the right decision, I think ultimately in the end it was. Because the pros outweighed the cons. You know? I went quiet for a little bit after that video released, and the harassment died down. Now, I just get the occasional hate comment. Yeah, I might comment on something completely unrelated to VTubers and lollies, and I'll get some people coming on just to say bad things about me. But for the most part, hate's died down. I don't see it that much anymore. I got suspended at one point, but now I'm back. And I can just make my content. Harassment's really minimal. So that video, probably one of the best decisions I've ever made. Okay, sorry to spend so much time on that one comment. Jeez, this video is gonna be as long as the last one if I spend that much time. Okay, so next one from Squid God. I guess my question would be, what is your favorite moments from your streaming journey? Oh, that is a really good question. Honestly, I'm gonna have to think on that one. But I know definitely the video that Azahara was talking about was definitely a good moment. That was probably my biggest breakthrough in my streaming career entirely. I would say, besides that video, any clip or a moment of me freaking the fuck out over something happened in a video game, any of those clips where I'm screaming my head off, those are definitely a favorite of mine too. Do you like geckos? Favorite pet? I do like geckos. I like all animals. Well, like, I don't feel that great about monkeys though. They feel like hairy people. Hairy, naked people. But other than that, I like all animals. You can literally get me excited by showing me anything. Even really obscure stuff like giant isopods that people, you know, some people might not like so much. My favorite pet? Honestly, probably a cat. Not just because cats are my favorite animal overall, but they're also, like, one of the two pets that I really have experience with. I really only have experience raising cats or dogs. So if I were to rate something based on, like, being a favorite pet, I would have to say cats between those two. I would really like to have the opportunity to try raising some other kind of animal, maybe a reptile or a bird, but I just don't know if that's ever gonna happen, so cats for now. Favorite video game? Favorite video game series is Legend of Zelda. Favorite game out of those is Twilight Princess. Somehow I've never understood how the heck VTubers even function. Is it volume based? Or do y'all have an infrared detector on your face at all times tracking your mouth movement? It is based on facial tracking. I mean, there are some features in certain VTuber apps that go off of like audio. So you can turn off mouth tracking for some sites, some applications. I'm like forgetting the word. Apps. Yeah, we'll go with apps. I think VTube Studio might have been one of them, but you could turn off mouth tracking and it would instead go off just your audio. So like, oh, you're speaking? Well, I'm going to open your mouth over and over. But it's definitely not going to be as good of tracking. But, you know, here, look, I can move my mouth without saying anything at all. Yeah, so it's a camera that's aimed at your face, and it just pretty much tracks every single thing you do. How good the tracking is does depend on some things. It depends on your hardware, your software. Some apps are better than others, and it does depend a lot on your model's specific parameters when the model gets rigged. You know, because like you could have two different models. Rig one where the mouth only opens like a little bit when you talk, and it's never gonna open any more than that. Or you could get one where, hey, it opens a lot when you talk, and it could open even more than mine if it was rigged like that. So, that's kind of a weird answer at the end there, but I hope that answered your question. What was your first reaction your first time seeing Lolly? Mine was funny. Honestly, I have no idea. I can't remember, but I do know that like I knew about Lolly for longer than I've been a Lolly VTuber. I didn't really have much of an opinion of it until I became a Lolly VTuber. This might be an unpopular journey, I guess. I know most people become Lolly VTubers because they already like Lolly, but for me it was the other way around. I didn't care that much for it until I became a Lolly VTuber, and then I gradually opened up even more to it. You know, I went from neutral to loving the hell out of it, and now I'm happy that I did that. So, are you aware you are one of the best VTubers? Am I? Oh, my hard work's paying off. I'm one of the best VTubers now. Thank you. You need to pick a VTuber to put into a catapult to launch into the sky and into the ocean. They don't die and go back safely. Who's going for the fight? Oh, flight, not fight. And swim. Ooh. Gotta pick two different VTubers. Oh, no, it's okay. I read it wrong. I thought it said one into the sky and one into the ocean. Nope, one VTuber to launch into the sky and then into the ocean. Okay, who would I pick? Oh, you know what? I'd probably go with Mari Curry because she'd probably have a really funny reaction. Sorry, Mari, you're going in the ocean. Okay, next question. Pretty new to your community, and you may have answered this already, but why a rat? Hope your VTubing endeavors and community continue to grow. Oh, thank you very much. I might have answered this question in the previous video already, but I will go ahead and give a brief answer. It comes down to two, maybe three reasons. I'd say maybe three because there might be a third reason I remember while I'm giving the first two. But the two main reasons come down to, one, Dragon VTubers became extremely popular. Before I was a Lolly and a rat, those two changes kind of came hand in hand. I was a non-Lolly Dragon VTuber. And I had started at a time, late 2019, where there were not that many VTubers at all, let alone dragons. But then VTubing exploded, dragon VTubers became extremely popular and oversaturated, and there's nothing wrong with being a type of VTuber that is like oversaturated or popular if that's what you want to be. But a part of the appeal for me, in what I choose to be, is rarity. I don't like following the crowd and doing what everyone else is doing. And even though that wasn't my intention here, I didn't become a dragon because everyone else was doing it. It sort of had that same feeling for me after, holy shit, there is a giant spider on my wall. What the fuck? Go away, Mr. Spider. Okay, I'm gonna ignore you and just continue answering my question, even though he's kind of scaring me. What was I saying? The spider distracted me. Even though my decision to become a dragon VTuber wasn't because other people did it, it was the opposite. It still had that same feeling as that it didn't feel unique enough for me anymore. That's just a personal thing. I don't like doing what the crowd is doing. So I had this period of time where I started to seriously plateau as Rune Banura. And as a Dragon VTuber, I was starting to wonder, like, should I just rebrand, you know? I was like, I didn't want to let go of being the person that I am, the VTuber that I am. I didn't want to let go of that, which is why I kept doing it for 3 years, even though I hadn't really had a big breakthrough in following or anything. But ultimately, my goal as a VTuber is to make this my full-time job. That's my number one goal. That's my dream. And that's why I'm pushing for monetization on my YouTube now to hopefully give me just a little bit of a smaller boost towards that, you know? But if being rune and being a dragon wasn't gonna help me, yeah, I started to reconsider. So, you know, I had considered auditioning for a VTuber agency. I had considered rebranding and becoming something entirely different. I was honestly going to. It was something I was seriously starting to. I had already come up with a new character, actually, that was a rat. I had realized I really liked rat characters, which that's the second reason. Is that I realized, you know what? I love rat furries. I love rat characters. I like rats, and there are not that many of them. It felt like it really just... It was something that fulfilled both things of my niches. Something I really wanted to be, something I really liked, and something that wasn't that popular. Because although I do like dragon VTubers and dragon characters, you know, I do like them, I guess it also started to feel not right for me. Like, as I like grew into what my content was and I evolved and my... So that spider is fucking here! Go away! Ah! Okay, it fell on the floor. Oh, spider cameo in the video. He could be the guest star. Spider guest star. He distracted me again. What was I talking about? Yeah, so as I grew into my content and my streaming personality really fleshed out, you know, I became the bratty small gremlin that all of you guys love. I started to feel even more like just being a dragon didn't really suit me, because dragons give me an air of like, oh, they're graceful, they're powerful, they're strong, they're respectful and respectable. It just didn't really feel like it suited me anymore. So yeah, that was why I became a rat. It felt like it better suited me, and there weren't as many people doing it. And you know, also, I decided to stick with continuing to be Rune Banera as soon as, you know, my first little push in, like, algorithm happened when I first made my first lolly post about it. Not the video I was talking about earlier, it was just a post asking about, like, oh, should I become a lolly VTuber? I'm thinking about it. And that's what really helped me be like, oh, well, now Rune's gone somewhere, so now I don't really have to rebrand. Yay, because I didn't want to anyway. Okay, and I said that was going to be a short answer, and then it wasn't. I am not good at giving short answers, but I hope that answered your question. Will you open voice commissions? You know, I have thought about it before, but I didn't ever, like, tweet about it or anything because I didn't think there was a demand for it. I mean, if you guys are interested in voice commissions, I guess let me know down in the comments. If there's enough demand for it, yeah, I might open commissions. Although I'm not going to say anything super sussy. What's your favorite Taylor Swift song, if any? Ooh, I really like Taylor Swift. I love her music a lot. Been listening to it since I was a kid. I think I definitely have a favorite song, although now I'm forgetting what the name of it is. Let me Google. Okay, ended up being a harder answer than I thought. But if I had to pick one that I really like, I would say I like that man one. I'll be the man. I'll be the man. What is your opinion on fan communities in general versus merely fan groups? I guess it would depend on the community and the fan group. I think generally though my opinion of them aren't too great because they're usually either filled with dumb people or toxic people. And there's not much in between. But it really comes down to the individual person. I really don't like to give blanket statements for everyone in a community or group because, you know, even if I say like, oh, you know, a lot of groups tend to be toxic, that doesn't mean everyone in there is. So I really prefer to look at the individual person. But I will say, like, when it comes to groups in general, it really depends, but I'd say generally I'm not a fan. It does depend though. Who are some VTubers you would share your cheese with? Nobody. It's all mine. Nobody gets my cheese. Cup size. This is important information. The smallest size. Negative booba. Negative space booba. Okay, and then I think this is gonna be the last question for today. Are you going to do more loot content like you talked about on Subscribestar? Honestly, I would love to. That has really been something that I really want to do. It's something that's like I would like to do if I'm able to. The problem is finding a platform that would allow me to make lewd content as a lolly, because a lot of them, they think lolly is something they think it's worse than it is. A lot of them think lolly is something really bad and they don't allow it. Some places don't even allow a safe for work lolly. I have gotten like banned, entirely banned off of certain platforms. Coffee. Just for being lolly. Even if I don't host lolly content on there, they are incredibly strict about it. Subscribe Star is Subscribe Star is one of the very few platforms I could find that not only allows all the content but allows you to monetize it. But the problem there is I applied to join Subscribe Star a while back, like back in like December or January, and I never heard back. Because the way it works, you have to make an account, you have to apply, and then you have to wait for your account to be reviewed. Nobody can see any content that you post down there until it's reviewed, and nobody can subscribe to you until it's reviewed. So my account is still, to this day, forever sitting in limbo until someone on Subscribestar finally reviews it. I tried everything. I tried emailing them about it. I tried doing all the little steps that they give on their site. Oh, link this to your Twitter, link your account to your Discord, and maybe it'll, maybe we'll get to you faster. I even had one of my VTuber friends email them on behalf of me to try to get through to them about getting a review because it was taking so long. Nothing worked. So if I can find a platform that allows it, yeah, I look into it. Now, I'm about to get a new model soon, and I specifically requested having a nude base for lewd content. So it's definitely in the cards, it's definitely a part of the plan, it just depends on whether or not I can find somewhere to host it. Sorry for stuttering so much when I answered that question. Alright. Well, I think that is going to be, all of the questions for this Q&A video. That was almost all of the questions on the post entirely. Sorry if I didn't get to some of them. Some of them were repeat questions or were questions that I just didn't think I had an interesting answer for. So there were a few that I skipped over, but for the most part, got through almost all of them. But even if I didn't answer your question, I do seriously appreciate you taking the time to leave a question for me to answer. Thank you very much. And thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, you know, again, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you're not. It really helps me out. I do appreciate it. Let's get this YouTube channel monetized. The only thing I'm waiting on now, like I have enough subscribers for it, but I need more watch time hours. So if you want to help me out, consider watching my videos more. We gotta push it up to 4K watch time hours. I don't know why YouTube requires that much, but that's the goal. That's what we're trying to get to. So, with that said, that's gonna be the end of this video. Thank you again so much for watching, and I'll see you guys all again next time. Bye-bye!